Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. You guys, it has been way too long since you have seen us look like this. Disney Cruise hats, Disney Cruise shirts, and Spirit jerseys. Sherri's got her Disney Cruise ears on because today, well, we're talking about Disney Cruise Line.
We know that most of you found us through our Disney Cruise content and that we have not done Disney Cruise content in a minute. Yep.
For good reason. We've been in the middle of a global pandemic and the entire cruise industry's been shut down.
That's what he said.
That's a pretty good reason to not do Disney Cruise content. And honestly, you guys, Sherri and I have had a lot of conversations about the fact that we didn't just want to do Disney Cruise videos to do Disney Cruise videos or talk about it.
Right.
Like, we didn't want to just add to the noise unless we actually had something to say or insight or something to add to the conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
We just didn't want to do that. But today we actually have something we want to say. And honestly, it's probably different than what some of you expect.
Yep.
Because as we've been talking about this, we've kind of come to the realization or the conclusion that there's two things that every one of us need to bring with us on our next Disney cruise.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we're talking about.
So you know that we have done like the pack with me videos or the items to bring on our Disney Cruise videos. This is actually not one of those.
Because the things that we're telling you to bring are not things you pack in a suitcase. We think that the two things we all need to bring, we're going to talk about why, are patience and kindness.
Yep.
And the reason that we need to bring patience and kindness, and here's the reality, we'll talk more about this. We need to bring these everywhere we go in today's world.
Right, like I feel like you need to take patience and kindness in abundance, like to the grocery store, like just everywhere you go.
But especially as we get ready to step back on Disney
Yes.
Cruise Line, on a Disney cruise ships, for a couple of reasons. There are so many things on board Disney Cruise that we love. There are experiences that we love. There are things that we look forward to every time we step on the ship. One of the problems, though, is that some of those things may not happen, or some of those things may look different.
Right.
Right? Some of the things that are highlights of our vacations may not be the same.
Right.
And what can happen when things are different is that it can leave people feeling frustrated or disappointed or let down. And what happens then is that emotions come out. And we can get short with each other. And we can take that out on people who are in front of us, which oftentimes tend to be the crew.
Right.
Right?
But I think that's important to remember that, two things, that the crew has also gone through this global pandemic.
Yeah.
They've also been through this traumatic experience, as you have, and that they are having to relearn their jobs.
That's right.
And so, and I'm actually going to add one more. They are not the ones who made these decisions.
Yeah,
it's not their fault.
If the ice cream machine, if I am not allowed to walk up and get my banana soft serve, whatever crew is standing there didn't decide that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, why in the world would I take that out on them?
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I think is just so important, is that the experience is going to be different, but it's different for all of us. It's different for the crew who's having to learn how to do all of this for the first time as well. It's different for all of the guests who walk on board and expect certain things that now look different. And it's just really important that we approach a new situation with patience.
Yes.
And with kindness.
Yes.
And that we don't take out our frustrations or our disappointments on those people that we see, whether it's the crew, whether it's other cruisers, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? That we are walking on board full of patience and kindness.
Yes, and I think it's important before you get on board to lower your expectations, because this will be different than it has been. It will not look like the other cruises that you've been on, because we are now post-pandemic. Like, everything has changed.
This is one of the reasons that for us, it was important that this was our first video back.
Yes.
It was important that this was our first Disney cruise video, because a lot of you right now, maybe some of you booked the Disney Wish this week. Maybe some of you right now have like expectations and hope that, oh my gosh, my cruise this year might actually sail because things are coming back. There's just this sense of hope right now and excitement as we re-engage. And one of the problems with that is that you guys could go back and even watch our past cruise vlogs. But remember, the experience you saw us having in past cruises is going to be different.
Pre-pandemic.
That's right. And so as you're planning and as you're getting excited and as you're building expectations, ensure that the expectations you're building are realistic to what cruising will look like for this next season.
Yes, because it's going to be different.
And so for Sherri and I, one of the things that we've done, because October 18th, we're supposed to step on the Disney Wonder and we're supposed to sail out of San Diego.
150 days.
150 days from right
and
now.
It's maybe looking like it might happen.
Which we're so excited about. But Sherri and I have had to have this conversation. What are the things for us that we really love that may not happen? Again, we don't know. We're still 150 days away. But there's a chance won't happen that we want to start preparing ourselves for now.
Yeah.
And the reality is we may not get to stand on the pool deck at the sail away party and count down 10, 9, 8, and then the ship horn goes off and there's confetti. That might not happen.
It might not, right? I
but
don't know.
I want to prepare myself for that in advance.
The fireworks.
The fireworks may
not happen.
I may not get to pick out my Mickey waffle at the buffet.
Right. You may not get to serve your own soft serve.
That's exactly right. And so there are things that these are conversations we're having in our home now, because when we step on that ship, what we want is we want to be well prepared for the kind of experience that we may have.
Right. But I think it's also important that, so even while it might look different, there's still going to be Disney magic.
Oh, totally.
It's still going to be a Disney cruise.
Yep.
And so, like, look for the magic. And it might look a little bit different than it has, but it's going to be there.
That's exactly right. Like, look for that.
Yeah.
And so a couple kind of just tips or encouragements or challenges, LeggLife family challenges, we'll call this, as we get ready to step back on board. In the area of patience, there may be lines where there weren't lines. Things may look different. You may not get to do some of your favorite activities. There may be hiccups as crew members adjust to new jobs and changes and protocols.
Because this is their first cruise back as well.
That's exactly right. We're, like I said, we're relearning to cruise. They're relearning to cruise. We're all doing this together.
Right.
It's our first global pandemic. Let's have patience with each other. And so step on with patience. Know that what used to be a fast experience, there now may be like a little bit of a lag to. Right? And so patience.
Yep.
And then as far as kindness, just remember that you may feel yourself getting frustrated. There may be something that is a disappointment to you. I was really looking forward to this and this didn't happen. Remember that whoever you're seeing in front of you, and so when I was in the hotel industry, we used to train our front desk staff that when somebody walks up to the front desk and they just like are raging at you, remember that what they're raging at probably is something that you had no say over or no hand in.
Right.
It's a string of events that happened before.
It's probably something that happened 12 hours before. They missed their flight or whatever.
Yeah.
And now they finally get to their hotel and they're just angry.
You're just the person in front of them and they're taking it out on you. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't be that. Don't be that person.
Like, let's not do that. Let's not take our disappointment out on the people that are in front of us.
Right.
But then I want us to look for intentional ways to spread kindness. One of the things that we're committed to doing on Disney Cruise Line is we're going to look for the crew members who to us stand out, that go above and beyond. The crew members that just like blow us away with the magic.
Yeah.
And we're going to let them know that. We're going to let guest services know that. We're going to let everybody we can on the exit survey they give when we leave. We're going to let them know that.
We're going to shove a little extra cash in that envelope.
That's exactly right. Like, if you are in a place where you can bring extra funds to tip, do that. Because this is important to remember. So many of the Disney Cruise crew members have experienced seasons of being laid off, seasons of being let go, seasons of not being paid. And remember, many of them come from countries where they're supporting not just themselves, but their families and communities and all of that. Right? So the ripple effect of the impact this has had on them and their lives is significant.
Right.
And as we re-engage with Disney, as we step back on the ship, what are ways that we can show kindness and magic to them? Because for the 6 cruises that we have been on with Disney, that crew has always gone above and beyond in making sure that our experience has been unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
And now we have a chance to do that for them.
Right.
Right? We have a chance that as you're walking through the halls and as you encounter a crew member, to look at them in the aisle or in the eyes and to smile and to say, I've missed you.
Right. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Like, I'm glad you're here.
Right.
I'm glad I'm here. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, be that.
Yes.
Be overly kind to them because they have gone through a lot as well.
Right.
And so, yeah, patience and kindness. What do you think, Sherri?
I think.
Deal?
I think so, yes.
I think this is so important, you guys.
Yeah.
Right size expectations, that we're stepping on the ship with the correct, just sort of mindset.
Yeah, and again, not just on the ship. Like, I feel like this needs to be everywhere. But especially when you get back on the ship, because it's going to be different.
Yep, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
But if you look for it, and if you are willing to, have a new and a different experience, I still think it's going to be pretty magical.
It's still going to be amazing.
It's still going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not allowed to serve my own banana soft serve. Even if I have to wait in a line to get my banana soft serve.
Oh my goodness.
It's still going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
out. Because it's still going to be banana soft serve.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Oh.
Even if I walk on board the Disney Wonder and they say, Mr. Legg, I'm sorry, we don't have soft serve. No, see, you do this. You know what? I'm going to say, okay, you know what? A little bummed, but I'm going to be back with Disney. I'm going to get my banana soft serve.
Right, it's going to happen.
But on this cruise, I'm just going to look for something else that I get to be excited about. Maybe it's not my banana soft. I hope it is. Disney, if you're watching, please don't take that away. October 18th on the Disney Wonder. If we get some banana soft serve, that'd be pretty awesome.
Correct.
So friends, we love you guys. And we just wanted to make this video because we think it's an important message.
Yeah.
Right? We think that as we're getting excited about this again, as we're getting excited about our cruises and like booking stuff and planning stuff, that we're doing so with the right expectations.
Right.
Patience and kindness. And gosh darn it, it's going to be spectacular.
Yes, it is.
So friends, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of our LeggLife community. Thanks for following along on all of our journeys. We are excited to do more Disney cruise content. We're excited to talk about more things in the future.
Yes.
We're excited to see the cruise industry return. We're excited to see crew members for Disney and employees of lots of other cruise lines be able to come back and work and serve and just like provide the unbelievable level of service and magic that they always have for us.
Yep.
I'm so happy. I love getting to make a positive Disney cruise video. You guys, things are coming back. Things are returning.
Yeah.
And as they do it, let's ensure that we are bringing patience and kindness. Friends, we love you guys so much. We'll see you on the next LeggLife video.